On all four faces of the wooden strip, Miguel has marked the points where the rake tines should be placed. The marking gauge is an old tool used to draw parallel lines along the edge of the strip. The intersection of the lines indicates the points where to drill with the brace. First, drill from one side without going through, then from the other side to avoid splinters. There are always some burrs, which are later removed with the plane or the jointer. I'm going to make the tenon. These marks are to let you know what it is. This rake will have 12 tines, and the handle will be placed in the 6th hole. The connection between the handle and the head is not perpendicular, so the tenon must be inserted at an angle. The holes for carving the tenon slot should also be drilled at an angle. Once drilled, they are carved with the chisel to match the shape of the tenon. Before fitting the handle to the head, it must be rounded, a task that involves shaving the edges with the plane. Okay, I'm fitting it now to see if it fits well. In the smallest angle of the connection between the handle and the head, Miguel marks the point where he will place the reinforcement support. In this case, he also maintains the angle of the head's inclination. This woodworker has aligned the tenon with one of the holes so that the same peg secures both the handle and the head. Since all the pegs are square-shaped, Miguel works them on a wooden support that serves as a guide. The crosspiece must fit perfectly between the head and the handle to provide more strength. I make a kind of wedge to secure it. I shape the wedge and make it spread a little. Instead of using nails and such, I make it with this, with a wedge. For the crosspiece I put in, I apply a bit of glue to prevent it from coming loose. Now I insert it, switching to the iron. I hit him with the iron hammer. Well, now I'm going to turn it around to do the same on the other side. Once the head is fixed to the handle, the tines can be placed. I start inserting the pegs. 6 centimeters from the head to the tips. Miguel inserts the tines into the holes, leaving a minimum distance of 5.5 centimeters on each side. These 2 tines have been placed now. You need to measure them more or less and make sure they are all the same. Miguel has a ruler whose width matches the peg's width, which he uses to mark their length. Following the marks, the craftsman cuts the excess ends of the pegs until they are even. Once the glue on the reinforcement tenon has dried, its ends can be trimmed. Now the tenon. This also needs to be removed. There should be no obstruction left. I sharpen the tips a bit because otherwise the grass would catch and stay there. This is so it slides off. For making the rake, Miguel didn't use any nails or screws. With the final touch-up of the tines, the rake is ready to be used in the agricultural fields. That's the process and completion of a rake. Until a few decades ago, between May and August, Miguel Uros was engaged in making rakes and scythe handles. Today, rakes are hardly used anymore, as they have been replaced, along with other traditional tools, by modern machines for cutting and storing grass.